All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about one of the most mind-blowing frontiers in all of science, stem cells. These are the master builders tucked away inside our own bodies, and they hold the key to a completely new way of thinking about medicine.
Just think about that for a second. Seriously, what if, instead of just masking symptoms, we could actually fix the root cause of an injury or disease? What if your body could literally mend its own broken heart or repair a severed spinal cord? You know, this isn't some far-off science fiction plot. It's the huge, powerful question that's driving the entire field of regenerative medicine.
And that, right there, is the core idea. Regenerative medicine is a total paradigm shift. We're talking about moving beyond just managing chronic conditions with pills and procedures, and instead getting back to restoring the body's original design, using its own incredible built-in toolkit to heal itself.
So how in the world does this revolution actually work? Well, it all comes down to one amazing, almost magical type of cell. It's time to meet the stars of our show, the body's master cells.
You know, the journey to even understand these cells has been surprisingly fast. It really all kicked off in 1961 with the very first hint that these self-renewing cells even existed. Then a massive leap forward in 1998 when scientists first managed to grow human embryonic stem cells in the lab. But the real game changer, that came in 2006 with the creation of iPSCs, a breakthrough so huge it literally won a Nobel Prize.
So what actually makes a stem cell a stem cell? Well, it boils down to two incredible superpowers. First is self-renewal. That's the ability to just keep making perfect copies of themselves, like a biological copy machine. And the second, which is just pure magic, is differentiation. This is their ability to transform, to become any other specialized cell the body might need. A brain cell, a liver cell, a skin cell, you name it.
Okay, so when we talk about the most powerful stem cells, the ones that can become literally anything, we're really talking about two main types. You've got embryonic stem cells, the original blank slate. They're unbelievably powerful, but they come with some really heavy ethical debates. And that's exactly why induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPSCs, were such a revolution. Scientists figured out how to take a regular adult cell, like from your skin, and hit the rewind button, turning it back into a powerful stem cell. This just completely sidesteps the ethical minefield.
So look, the key thing to get is that not all stem cells are created equal. This table gives you a great breakdown. We've talked about the all-powerful pluripotent cells, ESCs and iPSCs. But there's a third major player, adult stem cells. Think of these as the body's everyday repair crew. As you can see, they live right in our tissues. They have way fewer ethical issues and a much lower risk of causing tumors. The trade-off, their power is a bit more limited. They're what we call multipotent, not pluripotent.
Okay, so that's the biology. That's the what. But what about the so what? What does this actually mean for treating people? Let's get into how this incredible science is moving out of the lab and into the real world to heal people.
I mean, just look at this list. The potential here is absolutely staggering. We're talking about tackling some of the biggest, most heartbreaking diseases out there, repairing brains, fixing hearts, fighting diabetes, even regenerating organs and restoring sight. The scope is just wow.
Let's just focus on one for a second. One of the world's biggest killers, heart disease. After a heart attack, a part of the heart muscle dies, and that's it. It becomes scar tissue. It can't grow back. The idea here is to inject new stem cells that can actually grow into fresh, healthy heart muscle, literally patching the hole and making the heart strong again.
But it gets even crazier than that. The level of detail here is just stunning. It's not just about slapping a patch on the heart. The real, advanced goal, as this research paper puts it, is electromechanical integration. What does that mean in plain English? It means creating new heart muscle that doesn't just sit there. It actually learns to beat in perfect electrical sync with the rest of the heart. Incredible.
Now, let's switch gears to what's maybe the most complex machine in the universe, our nervous system. For so long, if you had Parkinson's or a spinal cord injury, the damage was just permanent. That was the end of the story. But stem cells,
They offer this radical new hope of actually replacing the specific brain cells that have died off or building a biological bridge to repair those broken connections in the spine.
And the level of precision we're aiming for is just wild. This is about creating a cure for literally one person at a time. In the Parkinson's trials, they're taking a person's own cells, turning them into the exact type of neuron that their brain has lost, and then putting them right back where they need to be. It's the ultimate personalized medicine.
Okay, the promise is obviously enormous, but let's take a breath and get a reality check. Because to really understand this, we have to be honest about the huge challenges. This is not a simple, straight line from a lab discovery to a cure in your local hospital.
The whole field is really a balancing act, you know? It's these two sides of the same coin. On one side, you've got this incredible dream, personalized cures, fixing things we thought were permanent, maybe even ending the organ donor waiting list. But on the other side, there's some really serious dangers. The risk that these powerful cells could grow out of control and form tumors, the body rejecting the new cells, not to mention the massive costs and all the tough ethical questions.
And we can kind of break down those challenges into 4 big buckets. As you can see, the biggest piece of the pie, at 40%, is just the raw biology, controlling the cells to prevent tumors and rejection. Right behind that are the massive technical hurdles. I mean, how do you grow billions of perfect cells and then get them to the exact right spot in the body? Then, of course, you have the web of regulations and ethics. And finally, you still have to prove in big, expensive trials that this stuff actually works better than what we have now.
But, and this is a really important but, we have to remember that these hurdles aren't impossible. We have an amazing example that proves it can be done: bone marrow transplants. That's a stem cell therapy, and it's been successfully curing people with blood cancers for more than half a century. It's the proof of concept that shows, with enough time and research, this can become the standard of care.
So, with that reality check firmly in mind, where do we go from here? Let's take a look over the horizon at the next medical frontier.
First off, you got to know this is a full-on global race. The US is a powerhouse in the fundamental science, the basic research. Japan, on the other hand, is really pioneering the charge to get iPSCs into actual patients. And Europe is building some of the best frameworks for doing this safely and effectively. This competition is great news because it's pushing the whole field forward, faster.
And if you ever wonder how serious this is, just follow the money. We're talking about a global market that's projected to blow past $30 billion. When you see that kind of money pouring in, it tells you one thing. The smartest people in science and business are betting big that this is the future of medicine.
So what's the roadmap to get these cures into your local pharmacy? Well, it looks something like this. First, we have to get even deeper into the basic biology. Second, we need to combine these cells with other amazing tech, like 3D bioprinting and CRISPR gene editing. Third, we've got to use AI to make sense of all the data and predict what's going to work. And the Holy Grail, the ultimate goal? Creating off-the-shelf universal donor cells that are cheap, safe, and available to anyone who needs them.
So where does all this leave us? We are standing on the edge of having the real technical power to rebuild our own bodies. The science is getting there, and it's getting there fast. So the biggest question we face is no longer if this is going to happen. The question is how. How are we, as a global society, going to choose to use this unbelievable power, and what kind of future are we going to build with it?